Will you lead us in prayer, Mrs. Kutaran, please?
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty and loving God, we glorify and praise you for always with us in every session that we have. Thank you for your guidance and comfort. We thank you for the wisdom, integrity that we have, so that every ordinance and resolution we have to tackle will make us fair and just in making decisions and listen to other ideas. Help us to become considerate and respectful to everybody. Help us to become faithful and responsible in our duties as a counselor to our constituents in order that we can show them our concern. Forgive us for our mistake that we have done against your will. Thank you for all your blessings and love. We ask all this and pray in Jesus' name, our Lord. Amen. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
I request Ms. May, please, to conduct the singing of the national anthem. All right, good morning, everyone. All right. How's your weekend? Good. Nice. All right. Mr. Secretary, would you kindly call the roll, please? All right, thank you so much. Let's do business. Sige po, pakibasa po yung minutes of the previous session.
Yes, Mr. Presiding, the minute of the previous session has already come to the SB members for signing.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I think the minutes from the previous session is quite lengthy, so I moved that we dispense with the reading and consideration since we already have fixed our signatures in it. So, moved, Mr. Chair.
All right, we dispense with the reading of the minutes. Anyone from the body who wishes to avail of the privileged hour, please. All right. So proceed po tayo sa mga committee report.
For the committee report, we have three scheduled committee report for today's session. The first is the committee report from the Education, the Honorable Paula Randon.
The committee here is Committee on Education on August 7, 2025. The Committee on Education conducted a committee hearing in response to the joint resolution submitted to us and to the Office of the Municipal Vice Mayor, our school head from Malalatang Elementary School for the renaming of Malalatang Elementary School to Villador Malalatang Elementary School. The committee hearing. Part 2, the committee hearing. A committee hearing was conducted on August 7, 2025 at the Sangguniang Bayan Session Hall. The hearing was well attended by the resource person, our DepEd Rina Mercedes District Principal in Charge, Sir Federico E. Diculing Jr., the sponsor of the said resolution, the school head of Malalatang Elementary School, Sir Raymar D. Barrientos. Also present in the hearing are the punong barangays of the 3 feeder barangays. Our Malalatang Tunggi Chairman, Honorable Jonel Acob, from Malalatang Grande, Jason Diculing, from Barangay Malalatang Tunggi, Honorable Joey Salvador. Together with the Committee Chair on Education, our Co-Chairman, Honorable Salvador Apostol III, and Honorable Arnold Barangan, and also the SB members, Honorable Hilaria Cutaran and Domingo Bawa, Jr. Third part is the summary of discussions. During the hearing, our first resource person, Sir Raymar Barrientos, discussed about the renaming of the school will help prevent confusion regarding its address for current and future students, parents, and government agencies that may assist in the school needs and development without ambiguity regarding its location to promote clarity and community harmony. Our district in charge, Sir Federico E. Diculing Jr., cited also regarding the status of the title of the land. There is also a proposal that the name of the school is to give credit to the donor, the late Daniel Bawa Elementary School or Bawa Elementary School. For the fourth part, the committee recommendations. After careful deliberation, the committee recommends the following. Number 1, to include the proposed resolution as agenda in the next local school board meeting. Number 2, according to the DepEd Regional Memorandum number 173, series of 2024, guidelines on renaming of public schools. Number 3, we need first to cite the guidelines and procedures, the requesting stakeholders, the school head or the Sangguniang Barangay or the heirs of the donors, etc. as a group shall submit documents for the that's all
tungkol sa report ni Mr. Adun tungkol sa pagbabago ng pangalan ng Villador Malalatang Elementary School? Wala po. Proceed na po tayo sa susunod na committee report. Mr. Secretary.
The next committee report is the committee report of the Committee on Social Services, the Honorable Salvador Apostol.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Presiding Officer, Attorney Harold Jeril Respicio, the members of the Sangguniang, I am pleased to render a committee report numbered 3, being the co-chair of the Committee on Social Services regarding the proposed ordinance adopting the provisions of Republic Act 10630 or strengthening the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act in the municipality of Reina Mercedes, Isabela. The Committee on Social Services conducted a committee hearing regarding the proposed ordinance in the municipality of Reina Mercedes, Isabela. The resource person from the Philippine National Police in the Chief of the Women and Children Protection Desk, Police Master Sergeant Mary May Balao, presented the guidelines and procedures in handling children in conflict with the law cases in the municipality. She also discussed in details how the Philippine National Police and the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office handle such cases with diligence, ensuring that no human rights violations occur, that there is protection of the rights of children at all stages, and that there is proper implementation of intervention and diversion programs as provided under existing laws and policies. The Committee on Social Services recognizes the importance of institutionalizing these procedures through a local ordinance to strengthen the municipality's compliance with Republic Act 10630 and enhance the delivery of social services for children in conflict with the law cases. The Committee on Social Services hereby recommend, after careful deliberation, that the proposed ordinance be tackled for the third and final reading for today's session for its possible enactment. Prepared by the co-chair on Social Services, yours truly, and hereby attested by the co-chairperson, Honorable Paulo R. Adun, and committee member, Honorable Arnold M. Barangan. Thank you and good morning.
Maraming salamat, Konsehal Tony Apostol. Meron po bang komento mula sa ating body tungkol sa report na ibinigay ni Konsehal Apostol? Wala po. Mr. Secretary, sa susunod na committee report.
The next committee report, a committee report from the Disaster Risk Reduction and Management. The Honorable Salvador Apostol III.
Thank you very much. Once again, good morning to everyone. I am rendering a committee report numbered 1 from the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management regarding the guidelines in requesting the ambulance service and patient transport vehicle of the local Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office in the municipality of Reina Mercedes, Isabela. Present during the hearing is yours truly as chairman of the committee, Honorable Paulo R. Adun as committee member, Honorable Arnold M. Barangan as committee member, the Honorable Attorney Jeril Harold P. Respicio as municipal vice mayor and ex officio member, the local disaster risk reduction and management designated head, Mr. Jovan H. Apostol, and LDRRMO staff, Ms. Precious Joy Louis. A committee hearing was conducted on August 7 to discuss the existing guidelines and procedures in availing the ambulance service and patient transport vehicle of the LDRRM office of the municipality of Reina Mercedes, Isabela. The discussion aimed to clarify the process, ensure efficiency in service delivery, and address any gaps in implementation. During the hearing, the LDRRMO presented its existing internal policy guidelines regarding the use of its ambulance service and PTV. It was reiterated that the said service may be availed provided there is proper coordination with the LDRRM office and that all established guidelines and standard operating procedures are strictly observed. It was further emphasized, that these guidelines are designed to ensure the timely and orderly provision of emergency response and transport services while maintaining accountability and effective resource management. For our recommendation, in order to institutionalize these internal policies and ensure that consistent enforcement, the committee recommends the passage of a municipal ordinance adopting and formalizing the guidelines and standard operating procedures in availing the ambulance service and patient transport vehicle of the LDRRMO, Reina Mercedes Isabela. Such ordinance shall clearly outline the requirements, the procedures, the responsibilities and limitations for service requests, thereby promoting transparency, accountability, and efficient delivery of public service. Prepared by yours truly as Chairman of the Committee on the RRM. Maraming salamat po and good morning.
Wow, ang ganda po ng sinabi niyo, sir. Mukhang magkakaroon tayo ng bagong ordinansa para i-formalize yung ating napag-usapan last time. Ang ganda ng hearing last time, ano po? 24/7 pa lang ating ambulansya at patient transport service. Tumawag lang po kayo sa number natin. 2 number po iyon. 24/7 may sasagot, agad-agad may pupunta po sa inyo. Walang pinipili. Hindi kailangan botante, basta nandito ka sa loob ng jurisdiction ng Reina Mercedes. Available parati yun, 3 ambulansya at available parati yung driver at ang ating medical staff. Wala pong problema. Yehey! Basta po, walang nakaschedule on that slot. And usually, wala talaga nakaschedule on the slot. Maliit lang naman ang ating bayan. Kapag tinanggihan po kayo ng slot, pwede nyo pong ma-verify on the next day para makita nyo po na meron talagang nag-occupy ng ating 3 vehicles on the slot na ni-request ninyo. Otherwise, sobrang luwag po, makakuha po kayo ng patient transport services.
Mr. Chair, with regards to the committee report I just rendered, I move then that the proposed ordinance to institutionalize the guidelines and procedures in availing the services of the PTV and ambulance of the LDRRM office be included in today's agenda.
Yes, sir. It will be included, sir. And since yan na rin yung huli na committee report, baka i-refer na rin natin sa tamang committee para isulat na yung ordinansa. Ano pong committee dapat?
I think it will be referred to the same committee, the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, Mr. Presiding Officer.
All right, sir. That matter is referred to the committee para i-draft nyo na po yung ordinansa. And next week, i-present natin yung ordinansa mismo for first reading. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Congratulations, sir. Any comment pa po from the body tungkol sa committee report tungkol sa serbisyong ambulansya sa ating bayan? Wala na po. Mr. Esteban, sir.
Mr. Chair, lahat naman po ng agency o mga offices na there's no need for them to remind from time to time their duties and responsibilities. Dahil in all offices, makikita natin, pagpasok natin, kung naman yung mission vision nila, lahat naman tayo. Alas kung if you read it by heart, yung mission and vision natin. Lahat ng binabanggit dito, so far as their discipline, their employees is concerned, ganun din, pumapasok pa rin yung ano. Basta isa puso lang natin kung ano nakasulat sa mission and vision natin. Lahat naman ng offices dyan nakapost sa office natin. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat sa komento, Honorable Esteban. Meron pa po bang komento mula sa body? Ang ganda ng barong ngayon ni Mr. Galabay. Hinihintay ko siyang magsalita. Okay, punta na po tayo sa ating calendar of business for today. Ang mga unfinished business na tinalakay natin noong mga nakaraang linggo. Ulitin po natin, Mr. Secretary, yung una.
Yes, Mr. Presiding, for the unfinished business, the first is the renaming of Malalatang Elementary School to Villador. That was rendered a while ago by the committee chairman, the Honorable Paulo Adon.
Isa-isa lang po muna. Okay. Mr. Adun, baka nagbigay po kayo ng report kanina. Baka gusto nyo pong sabihin sa amin kung anong plano natin this week. Meron po ba tayong gagawin na konkreto this week? And bigyan nyo kami ng timeline kung kailan nyo i-introduce for first reading siguro. Kailan natin, ano yung ine-expect ninyo na letters from stakeholders? Kailan ninyo siguro makukuha kailan ninyo mailalabas yung board resolution para mabago yung school? Para mabalitaan nyo rin kami about sa bagong pangalan next week. At mga kailan natin matatapos at mababago na talaga yung pangalan. Anong plan natin this week and in the following weeks?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We will include this for the local school board meeting, Mr. Chairman, on the last week of this month. And all the documents needed, we will require to the Malalatang Elementary School. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Alright, maraming salamat, Mr. Adun. Para sa benefit ng ating mga nanonood, ang proseso po ng pagbabago ng pangalan ng isang eskwela ay kailangan dumaan sa local school board na pinangungunahan ni Mr. Adun. Yung mga stakeholders, yung mga interesado na baguhin yung pangalan, kailangan nyo lamang pong sumulat sa local school board kung ano ang gusto ninyong pangalan. As of now, yung principal ng school gusto niyang baguhin sa Villador Malalatang. At meron din ata yung mga heirs ni Mr. Bawa, gusto ata nilang Daniel Bawa Elementary School. Pwede po kayong sumulat sa local school board. Iko-consider po nila sa end of month and bibigyan po nila tayo ng update after that board meeting kung ano yung i-resolve nila na pangalan. And then magkakaroon din ng consultation with the National Historical Commission. Something. And mababasa na po dito sa ating konseho yung ordinansa para official na baguhin ang pangalan. Kaya sa ating mga kababayan, kung interesado po kayong baguhin yung pangalan ng Malalatang Elementary School, ito lang po yung chance nyo na makapag-participate. Magsulat po kayo, i-address nyo po sa local school board na led by Mr. Adun. Pumunta po kayo sa office niya or dito sa munisipyo para po i-propose yung gusto ninyong pangalan. Mr. Adun, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Correction lang po. Our local school board headed by our chairman po, si Mayor Malu, our honorable mayor, and the vice chairman is the principal in charge, Sir Federico Di Coling Jr. We are the members. Yan po.
Alright. Very good, sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Alright. At least dito sa ating Sangguniang Bayan, ikaw yung in charge, sir, no? Sa committee. So, pwede nyo pong lapitan si Mayor, mag-address po kayo sa kanila, and si Mr. Adun. Siya po yung in charge. Alright. Great job, sir. Any comment from the body? Mr. Esteban, sir.
Mr. Chair, yung pagbabago ba ng pangalan ng eskwelahan, what are some benefits we get from this? Yung pag binago ba natin, anong mga benepisyo na makukuha natin? Or are we doing this just to give credit to the donor of the land? Nung nanay ko pa yata nag-aral na dyan eh.
Doon sa discussion po kasi, Mr. Chairman, sa discussion po namin ng hearing po, ang iba kasi gusto nila may pangalan doon sa donor. Yung iba naman po, gusto nila yung Villador Malalatang Elementary School.
That's why nga, just to give credit.
Explanation ni Sir, kasi nasa Barangay Villador po yung school. We need to include the Villador po sa pangalan para hindi sila makuan
selos.
Maliban dun po, hindi sila ma-confuse dun sa location po ng school. That's all, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Alright. Sabi nila, give credit where credit is due. Alright, any more comment from the body, please? Wala na. To the next business, Mr. Secretary.
The next business, unfinished business, was referred to Honorable Heribert R. Galabay, an ordinance strengthening the implementation of anti-stray dogs and other animals measure promoting public safety and sanitation and enhancing responsible pet ownership in all barangay of Reina Mercedes, Isabela, and providing penalties for violations thereof.
Alright, baka gusto pong magkomento yung proponent at saka yung head na committee kung saan naka-assign itong matter na ito. Ano po yung plano natin this week?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, good morning. We are not able to conduct a committee hearing last week due to conflict of schedule. Then we hope that we can make it this week. Then I respectfully refer this proposed ordinance to the Committee on Agriculture, Committee on Health and Sanitation. And also, Mr. Chair, I move to invite all the punong barangays of Reina Mercedes for their insights concerning this proposed ordinance.
Ngayon pa lang po ba i-refer sa mga committee na ito, sir? Hindi pa ba na-refer last time?
I think na-refer na po siya last time.
Sige po.
Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, I expect yung chair ng committee kung kanino na-refer itong matter na ito na i-invite yung mga resource persons na ito. Yung chairman ng committee baka gustong mag-comment kung sino yung specific people na i-invite natin this week para sa hearing ng matter na ito, sir.
Mr. Chair, may I just be clarified as to the will handle this proposed ordinance, because when we say a stray animal, we need to involve the Committee on Agriculture to make sure that the welfare, the Animal Welfare Act will be observed, to be included in this ordinance, and at the same time the Committee on Laws and Ordinances, since we will be imposing penalties ordinance, and also to include the Committee on Peace and Order sa joint committee na to, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Pinapropose mo ba na gawin ng joint ito?
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer. Marami pong involved to. Peace and Order, because some minor accidents that happen po within the barangays ay dahil po sa mga stray animals like dogs and other livestock. And also, since magpe-penalize po ang makaka-violate dito, I also would like to propose that the Committee on Laws and Ordinances be joining the joint committee, Mr. Chair.
Sige po. Sino po ang gusto ninyong mamuno ng mga committee na ito, sir? Yung mula sa Committee on Agriculture. Tama?
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Sige po. May motion po si Atty. Apostol sa kanyang mga binanggit. Okay na po ba yun? May objection po ba? Wala. So that motion is carried, sir. Sino po yung head ng Committee on Agriculture? Mr. Bawa. Si Mr. Apostol na lang, baka gusto nyo pong identify kung sinong imbitahan natin this week para lang ma-expect ng ating mga nanonood kung sino yung asahan nilang guests this week para sa hearing.
I propose that we invite the department head of the Municipal Agriculturist Office to join us in the meeting, the Liga ng mga Barangay, and punong barangays to attend, and the Chief of the Philippine National Police, Police Major Charles B. Carino to be joining us also, the Committee Chair on Peace and Order and Laws and Ordinances, among other resource persons na makakasama po natin, Mr. Chair.
Alright. Kung meron pong mga pet lover organization dito sa Reina Mercedes, lapit lang po kayo sa opisina ni Mr. Apostol bago gusto nyong magsalita sa hearing. Kasi sila yung unang masasaktan eh. Baka hindi humane yung ating pag-ano sa mga aso. Pero humane, pang human lang yun eh. Animalane, right? Okay. Any comment from the body about this matter? Wala po. Proceed tayo, Mr. Secretary, sa susunod na subject matter, please.
The next was referred to Honorable Arnold M. Barangan, a resolution authorizing the municipal mayor to donate a parcel of lot where the Reina Mercedes Water District office and tank is currently located from LGU to RMW or the Reina Mercedes Water District.
Sige po. Yung ating head ng committee, sir, baka gusto mong mag-comment about sa progress and plan natin forward.
Mr. Presiding Officer, last regular session dated August 7, I rendered my committee report regarding this resolution authorizing the municipal mayor to donate parcel of land where the Reina Mercedes Water District office and tank is currently located. So, we recommend that a new deed of donation ang maipapatupad dito. So, with this matter, Mr. Chairman, may I move to archive so that we will wait for the progress of this resolution and we will wait kung ano ang sasabihin na ng Reina Mercedes Water District, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, sige po. I-archive po natin ito, sir, at i-defer muna natin tong subject matter na ito. Hintayin na lang po natin yung bola po ay ipinasa na natin sa Reina Mercedes Water District at saka kay Mayor at hintayin na lang tayo ng update sa kanila kapag meron na yung deed of donation.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Good luck everyone. Thank you so much, sir. Any comment from the body? Wala po. Sa susunod na matter, Mr. Secretary.
The next was referred to the Honorable M. Barangan again regarding the inquiry on sanitation and environmental concern at a certain piggery around the boundary of Barangay Turod and Napaco Grande.
Mr. Barangan, ba gusto mong mag-comment about sa progress since last week? Or meron ba kaming aabangan na hearing tungkol dito this week?
Mr. Chairman, as requested by yours truly to make an inquiry regarding the sanitation of the piggery located at the boundary po ng Napaco Grande and Turod, yung committee po na gagawa po dito is the Committee on Agriculture and Committee on Environment, chaired by Honorable Bawa and Honorable Galabay. Nagpasa na po sila ng letter sa barangay Napaco Grande. So, na-receive na po yung letter last August 5. Same with sa Turod Reina Mercedes, August 5 din. So, we will wait po sa kanilang investigation and magre-report po sa kanilang findings and recommendation after 10 days. So, siguro, total meron tayong committee hearing this week. May I request na isama na rin ito isabay na rin po ito sa ating committee hearings dahil pupunta naman po yung mga ibang barangay official dito sa mga gagawing committee hearing, Mr. Chairman.
Wow, magandang hakbang yon, Mr. Committee Chair. So, kayo po yung mag-identify ng ating imbitahan this week tungkol dito.
Yes, the barangay official of Napaco Grande and barangay official po ng Turod po, Mr. Chairman.
Alright. Meron na po ba silang findings na ibinigay?
Sa letter kasi, Mr. Presiding Officer, 10 days po.
10 days daw.
Yeah, dated August 5, so 15 yung 10 days. Pero siguro kung 14 or 15 yung committee hearing natin, siguro meron na po silang findings and recommendations with this matter, Mr. Chairman.
Alright. Wow, napakaganda. Okay. Meron po bang komento mula sa body tungkol dyan sa piggery complaint, sanitation, and environmental concern? Mrs. Kutaran, Madam.
Mr. Barangan, paano yung honor, hindi mo ba i-invite?
First, Mr. Chairman, yung investigation po muna ng barangay, then after the investigation kung ano yung findings nila and recommendation, then ipapatawag po yung owner. Siyempre, ipapatawag talaga kasi siya yung owner. Itong piggery, Mr. Chair.
Alright, that's a valid concern by Mrs. Cutaran. Okay lang naman po. Tama po yung sinabi ni Consel Barangan na inevitable talaga na magsasalita yung owner eventually. Pero maybe not muna this week if the chairman of the committee finds it appropriate. Kasi baka medyo stressful din kasi talaga eh. At least para makapamunan niya yung tono ng ating usapan dito, unahin muna natin yung barangay captain. At any rate, mangyayari rin yan in the future. Baka mas softer yung landing sa susunod na hearing. It's always nice na soft parati yung approach natin sa maraming bagay. It's always easier na improve yung mga bagay-bagay. Pero I appreciate the energy, madam. Alright, meron pa po bang komento mula sa body? Alright. Sa ating susunod na matter, Mr. Secretary.
The next was referred to the Honorable S.B. Domingo P. Bawa Jr. regarding the revision of CLUP or the Comprehensive Land Use Plan for 2026 to 2035.
Since wala si Mr. Bawa dito, pwede po bang magsalita yung miyembro ng kanyang committee para i-update tayo kung ano ang nagawa nilang trabaho last week at ano ang balak nilang i-accomplish this week?
May we refer this to the Committee on Rules and Privileges, Mr. Presiding Officer, to check on the membership of the committee.
Na-refer na po ba dyan sa committee na iyan itong matter na to, sir? O ngayon pa lang i-refer?
If I remember it right, it was referred to the committee from our last regular session, Mr. Chair.
Sige po. Yung mga members ng committee na iyan, baka gusto nyong magkomento kung ano na ang nagawa natin since last week na na-bring up ito at ano ang balak nating ma-accomplish this week. Para lang po, okay lang po kahit wala tayong nagawa last week. Pero from now forward this week, baka gusto nating magbigay ng commitment kung ano ang gusto nating ma-accomplish about dito. Para hindi lang siya forever na nakatenga dito sa ating subject matters. Okay, sige.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Barangan, sir.
Para hindi po tayo laging naglo-locate o tinitignan ng mga committee chairmanship, may I request sa ating opisina na palitan na po yung standing committees natin so that mayroon tayong hahanapin or i-refer na mga agenda, automatic alam na natin kung sino ang chairman, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Alright. I appreciate that, Mr. Barangan.
Mr. Chairman, maliban po sa may board tayo dyan, meron sana tayong listahan dito sa may table natin para pagka hindi natin makita, mahina yung mata natin, dito na lang sa table natin tignan.
Alright. Sige po, I appreciate yung proposals ninyo. I think they are valuable. And para mas madali na rin po, kung kayo yung chair, itaas nyo na lang po yung kamay ninyo at sabihin ninyo, ako may hawak niyan para mas mabilis yung recitation natin. Alright? Mr. Apostol, sir.
It was actually referred to the Committee on Agriculture, but as I can see it, ang ating comprehensive land use plan po is medyo malawak yung kanyang coverage and it does not necessarily be just the Committee on Agriculture. In fact, we also have a Committee on Housing and Community Development na pwede rin pong humawak sa comprehensive land use plan. If I may just read the membership po of the Committee on Housing and Community Development. The chairman is Honorable Arnold Barangan and members are Honorable Domingo Bawa and Honorable Edwin M. Esteban. Meanwhile, the Committee on Agriculture chaired by Honorable Domingo Bawa includes the members Honorable Heribert Galabay and Honorable Albino Contapay, Mr. Chair.
Alright, so itong matter na ito ay rine-refer na rin ngayon sa mga committee na binanggit ni Mr. Apostol. Yung mga chair or miyembro ng mga committee na iyon, baka gusto niyo pong magbigay ng commitment ngayon about sa extent ng trabaho na gusto ninyong gawin tungkol sa bagay na ito para meron tayong development sa susunod na session natin next week. Meron po ba tayong pagkokopihan nito? I understand na national law po ito eh. So ilo-localize lang natin. Baka pwede tayong humingi ng tulong sa ating mga kapitbayan. Baka nagawa na nila yung ordinansa. At least spared na tayo ng research. Pero ang gagawin na lang natin yung technical. Ito-drawing na lang natin yung mga lugar-lugar.
Yes,
Kung
Mr.
ano
Chair.
talaga. Mr.
Dahil
Apostol,
yun,
sir.
Because ang ating zoning ordinance and the comprehensive land use plan is unique and it needs the assistance of a technical working group and also the assistance of the DSUD in formulating the comprehensive land use plan. Since this is a 10-year plan po, kakailanganin po natin ng technical assistance talaga dito.
Okay, sige po. Sino po yung mga member ng technical group na ito, sir?
That includes the Municipal Planning and Development Office of the municipality or engineers.
Ano pa po?
And the zoning office of the municipality.
Meron po silang capability na i-identify yung certain parts ng ating topography
Yes,
para
Mr.
malaman kung alin yung binabaha at hindi.
Yes,
At para-
Mr. Chair, because they already have this existing maps na pwede po nating maging reference. And if there is a need to update these maps po, kakayanin po nila ito.
Alright. Sino sa tingin mo, Mr. Apostol, ang dapat mag-lead? Kasi maraming committee ang may hawak ng matter na ito. Sinong mag-lead? Aning committee ang dapat mag-lead?
Ang pinakamalapit po na committee, as per our standing committees, will be the Committee on Housing and Community Development, Mr. Chair.
Alright. Mr. Arnold Barangan. Suki.
Mr. Chair, noted and may request to include this matter on the next committee hearings.
Yes, sir. Pwede ka magplano this week, sir. I think
Yes.
pwede nating imbitahan yung technical group. We can start with the technical group para ma-assignan na natin sila kung ano assignment nila. Sabihin nila sa atin kung ano ang gagawin nila at bigyan tayo ng timeline kung kailan nila matatapos lahat ng drawing nila at mapping.
Yes, Mr.
Alright, sir.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Barangan. Mag-send out po tayo ng invitation para sa kanila para sa quick hearing this week tungkol sa bagay na yan. For the benefit po ng ating mga manonood, itong comprehensive land use po ay para planuhin yung mga part ng ating munisipyo, yung mga land dito sa munisipyo kung para sa anong bagay sila. Kasi maraming part dito sa ating munisipyo na pwedeng bahain, marami ding lupa na pwede lamang sa pagsasaka, pwede sa residential. Yun po ang trabaho ng ating technical group. I-identify po nila yung mga lupain na naaangkop para sa different purpose na ito. At inimbitahan din po namin ang publiko na mag-participate sa process na ito. Baka maapektuhan yung inyong lupain. At gusto ninyong gawing commercial yung inyong lupain, or gawin ninyong gustong agriculture, or gusto ninyong tayuan ng bahay, nababaha pala, para marinig po ang inyong boses. Para po pagdating sa huli, hindi po tayo magreklamo pagtapos na yung ating mga mapping ng mga certain segments ng mga lupa dito sa ating bayan. Kasi pinapredict ko po, maraming maapektuhan sa inyo. Marami po sa atin ang maraming lupa dito sa bayan natin. Maapektuhan po siguro yung classification yan. Depende po sa gamit na gusto ninyo. Kaya iparinig nyo po ang gamit na gusto ninyo sa ating technical working group para matulungan nyo sila sa pagde-designate ng purpose ng mga lupain na iyon. Any comment from the body tungkol sa subject matter na ito, please? Wala na po. Sa susunod na subject matter, Mr. Secretary.
The next was referred to Honorable Heribert R. Galabay regarding the identification of appropriate sanitary landfill location and imposing municipal-wide implementation of garbage fee collection for regular collection of garbage in the different barangays and for the conduct of regular clean-up drives in preparation for the typhoon seasons.
Baka po gustong magkomento ng ating proponent or committee chair tungkol sa kanilang nagawa na tungkol sa subject matter na ito or plano nila this week.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. The drafting of the Reyna Marcellus Environmental and Protection Code is currently underway, Mr. Chair. And to address the problem on environment, may I propose to create the creation of a Menro office to establish a Menro structural organization, Mr. Chair. Kasi sa nakikita ko parang wala pa po tayong aktibong Menro dito sa ating lokalidad. So kailangan po talaga natin para meron talagang tumitingin sa mga problema sa ating kapaligiran.
Honorable Galabay, kayo rin po ba yung chair ng committee kung saan naka-assign itong matter na to?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
May balak po ba tayong mag-hearing this week tungkol dito para matakal na rin natin yung proposition ninyo?
I suggest, Mr. Chair, na maybe I could finish the drafting of the Environmental Code of Ren Mercedes. Then, ipropose po natin yan sa next regular session natin para minsanan po yung yung hearing po natin at ma-establish, magkaroon na rin po tayo yun ng environmental code dito sa ating lokalidad.
I'm sure, sir, kapag inintroduce nyo na yung draft code na iyon, marami pa rin question. I think mas maganda kapag umpisahan natin yung hearing, bigyan nyo na kami ng mga issues na pwede nating ma-take up mula dun sa code na iyon para matakil na natin during the hearing. And then after the hearing, maliwanagan na tayo sa lahat ng aspect, mas madali na nating i-draft yung ordinance. What do you think, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chair, maganda po yung suggestion ninyo. Lalong-lalo na ma-address na po natin yung concern sa garbage collection dito po sa ating munisipyo. So, I move, Mr. Chair, to conduct a committee hearing this week. We will invite the Menro personnel, kung sino po ang mga yun. I think Ms. Santos is in charge po siya sa ating Menro dito sa ating locality.
Alright, maraming salamat, Mr. Galabay. Sa mga head po ng ating committee, kung kanino naka-refer itong mga subject matters natin, kayo na po ang bahala kung gusto ninyong mag-conduct ng hearing or kung sino ang i-invite ninyo. Dumadaan lang po sa aking opisina para pirmahan. Pero bilang chair po ng inyong committee, kayo po ang nagde-decide niyan. Pwede po kayo mag-decide outside of this session, sabihin nyo lang po sa akin. Maganda lang po na binabanggit nyo ngayon para mabigyan nyo kami ng preview. Tama po?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Alright, yung mga tauhan po na i-invite natin tungkol sa ating sanitary landfill location subject matter, connected na rin dito yung ating garbage collection services. I think maganda na po para comprehensive na at holistic ang ating hearing, which always happens. Imbitahan na natin lahat ng stakeholders at lahat ng parties involved sa ating munisipyo para whole yung picture na makita natin about sa total services na ito. Para maliwanag din sa taong bayan kung ano ang services na i-expect nila from our public officials dito sa ating munisipyo. It's always nice na ganun yung approach natin. I think it happened also sa ibang mga agenda natin in the last weeks na nakikita na ipe-present natin sa taong bayan yung discussion in such a way na nakaka-relate sila. Whole package. Kapag ako ba'y nangangailangan ng this service, sino yung i-approach ko na tao, anong i-expect ko from all officers ng munisipyo.
Yes, Mr. Chair, noted on that.
Alright. I think magandang imitahan dito kung sino man yung nagmamanage ng ating garbage collection services dito sa ating bayan. Yehey! At yung magde-decide kung aling lupa dito sa ating bayan. Sino kaya yung pwedeng mag-decide nun, sir? Sino ang pwedeng mag-suggest from the body? Sino pa kung kilala ninyo ang pwedeng mag-suggest kung saan natin makukuha yung lupa na yun? Wala pa pong may alam kung alin yung lupa?
Sa ngayon, Mr. Chair, wala pa yate. Kailangan din siguro natin mag-konsulta sa ating mga punong barangays kung merong mga possible vacant land sa kanilang mga lugar.
Sige po. I think yung assignment na yan, sir, pwede na nating tawagin yung mga punong barangay or kung sino mang kakilala natin dito sa ating bayan or kung meron man tayong naiisip, try na natin kausapin yung mga tao para sa hearing date this week ay meron na tayong mga proposed locations at ma-assess na natin kung maayos o hindi.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Alright. And kausapin na rin natin kung sino man yung nagbibigay ng garbage collection services sa ating bayan na mag-prepare sa hearing para may explain niya sa atin kung anong resources na meron tayo. Meron tayong garbage truck. Siguro? Yeah? Wala lang tayong garbage site. Ilang tao ba yung resources natin? Ilang driver? Ilang tagabuhat ng basura? Tayo ba yung nagpro-provide ng lalagyan ng mga basura? Or dapat yung bahay ang magpro-provide? What time nangongolek, umiikot? And ano yung oras ng duty nila? Anong oras yung ikot? I think ito naman yung mga important na information para lang kompleto tayo sa discussion natin this week. Alright? Take note of that, Mr. Chairman ng committee, para alam natin yung iimbatahan nating tauhan for the hearing at kung ano yung ibibigay nating assignment sa kanila para pagdating ng hearing, yung information na meron tayo ay as complete as possible para mabilis ang mga rekomendasyon at implementation na kailangan nating gawin.
Yes, Mr. Chair, noted on that.
Alright, good luck, Mr. Galabay. You look so good today, Mr. Galabay. Nice barong, I like it. Mr. Esteban, sir.
Matanong ko nga lang, Mr. Chair, kung ano ba yung sanitary landfill kasi. Ano bang itsura? Yung lupa, is it mountainous, hilly, or flat po ba kasi ang hinahanap natin na sanitary landfill? So, alam natin ng bayan po ng Reyna Mercedes, ilan-ilan lang yung talagang medyo hilly ang topography niya. Karamihan sa atin flat kasi. So, when we say sanitary landfill, bakit parang nahihirapan tayong maghanap ng kailan pa yan tayo naghahanap? Kailan po ba flat o medyo yung gagawin, hanapin natin na sanitary landfill?
Sige po. I think yung makakasagot yan, sir,
Maybe know from Mrs. Santos? Ha?
Alright. I think yung makakasagot yan, sir, sino kaya yung official sa ating munisipyo na makakasagot yan? I think sa pamilyar sa technical aspects ng landfill. Isa siya sa may imbitahan natin next week.
Yeah.
At siya na rin makapag-propose ng location. Pero kung meron man dito sa body na to na may opinion tungkol dyan, libre po kayo na magsalita. Mr. Galaway, sir.
Yes, Mr. Sa hearing na lang po siguro, public hearing na lang po siguro, yung mga invited resource speaker natin, person, sila na lang sasagot, yung mga expertise tungkol dyan siguro, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sir, Mr. Esteban. Mr. Galaway.
Yes, Mr. Letting. To address the query of Honorable Esteban, siguro the first move we can do it is to go into the office of the DNR, get the criteria. Kunin po natin yung criteria kung ano ba yung na makakwalify yung isang lugar na maging sanitary landfill. So yun po yung unang move po natin siguro, Mr. Chair. Pupunta po tayo sa DNR, then kunin natin kung ano yung mga criteria para itong isang lugar na ito ay maging, posibleng maging isang sanitary landfill po.
Yan. Nice one, Mr. Heribert, the handsome boy of the day. Assignment mo yan, Mr. Heribert, ha? Kakausapin mo sila, yung DNR.
Yes.
Para fully prepared tayo ng information sa hearing. Okay. Any more comment from the body? Wala na po. Punta po tayo sa susunod na ating subject matter, Mr. Secretary.
Yes, Mr. Presiding. The next was jointly referred to SB Arnold M. Barangan and Paulo Aradon regarding the renumbering of all houses and establishment in Reyna Mercedes and updating the streets names in all barangays of Reyna Mercedes, including those newly opened.
O sige po. Yung head po ng chair at yung proponent, baka gusto niyo po kaming i-update about sa progress natin and plans natin this week.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Barangan, sir.
As we agreed last session po, this matter is a joint committee on laws and ordinances and public utilities as we agreed ng Committee on Laws and Ordinances. Hindi po na-schedule ng committee hearing last week, so if kaya pa po this week, may request to make a committee hearing. Pag kaya pa po, alam ko medyo madami yung i-hearing this week. to make a schedule for this matter, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
All right. Nice one. Sino kaya yung technical people na mag-a-assign ng numbers, yung marunong tungkol dito?
Mr. Chair. Yes.
Mr. Apostol, sir.
I think may concern po dito ang ating engineering department, the Municipal Planning and Development Office of LGU.
Sila yung gagawa.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, pag-imbita natin sa kanila this week, alam na talaga nila, meron silang sistema ng pag-assign ng number.
Yes, sir.
And also all the barangay captain, Mr. Chairman.
Alright. Sige po, sabay-sabay. Since nandito na rin sila. Parang marami tayong magpapakain tayo this week Kasi maghapon yung mga guests natin dito. Alright, para maengganyo sila. Baka may libreng pakain dito, mga barangay captains. Lunch tsaka merienda. Maghapon kayo magtatrabaho. Mga best friend ni Honorable Pascual. Imbitahan mo sila, sir, Okay, it looks like straightforward naman siya, Mr. Barangan. Once na makuha natin yung opinion ng engineering, yep, it's just a matter of putting it in writing. Any more comment from the body tungkol sa subject matter na to, please? Wala na po. Okay, sa susunod na bagay, Mr. Secretary.
The next was referred to Honorable Salvador B. Apostol, an ordinance institutionalizing the 4 o'clock habit as daily dengue prevention and control activity in the municipality of Reyna Mercedes.
Go ahead, Mr. Apostol.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer, as I have proposed this ordinance during our last regular session, I would just like again to bring the data dito para sa kaalaman po ng body na noong 2024 we already have 5 cases of dengue reported in the Rural Health Unit, and as of July this year, meron na po tayong 16 cases of dengue. And we are now on a rainy season at nakikita po natin ulit yung possible na pagdami pa ng mga cases. That is the reason why kailangan na po nating ma-institutionalize yung 4 o'clock habit, kung saan ito po yung magiging dengue prevention and control activity po ng bayan ng Reyna Mercedes Isabela, kung saan magkakaroon po ng simultaneous clean-up drives po sa lahat ng mga government offices, schools, and even in the barangays, targeting mosquito breeding grounds to eliminate and to eradicate po yung mosquitoes para maiwasan na po natin ang dengue sa mga bata. And also this is to address din po yung ating environmental sanitation, particularly in the fight against dengue. And with this, Mr. Chair, I move that a committee hearing be held also this week to invite the Office of the Municipal Health Officer and barangay officials for early dissemination of this ordinance, Mr. Chair.
All right, great job, sir. Just a point of order, sir. I don't think na necessary pa yung motion to conduct a committee hearing. Whether to conduct a committee hearing or not is up to the committee. So internal rules nyo na lang po yun.
Yes, Mr.
All right. It can be done outside of this session. All right. But good job, sir. Mr. Apostol. Wow. Sobrang dami natin gagawin this week, All right. Good job, everyone. No pressure. All right? Kung ayaw nyo magmadali, pwede namang next week. Basta, pwede. Basta ang mahalaga lang is every week, meron tayong highlight. May highlight tayo na agenda every week. Maganda yun. Para hindi masyadong mabilis. Sabi nga nila, kapag masyadong mabilis ang pagbabago, hindi ka na makikilala ng boyfriend mo. Kaya dahan-dahan lang ang pagpapaganda. Okay? Marami pang bagay. Dahan-dahan lang. So, okay lang yan. Basta may highlight lang this week, yung mabigat na bagay or yung may konkretong epekto sa taong bayan. Lahat naman to sobrang relevant. May konkreto talaga siyang impact sa ating community, which is very good. So, it's okay, one at a time or just two important matters every week. Okay lang po. No rush, everyone. No pressure. And I think maganda rin na aspeto ng ganitong mga process is yung public information. I think ang pinakamahalagang contribution natin sa public is yung pag-inform natin sa kanila at publicity ng ating activities at ating mga programa at paano sila mag-participate. Yun yung primary benefit nila na nakukuha dito sa proceedings natin. And if we're talking about publicity, maganda na hindi natin rin-rush or binobombard or ino-overwhelm sila ng information. One at a time lang. Maganda na yung isa or dalawang tema every week para ma-digest nila yung information, hindi masyadong mabilis at maintindihan nila. Kapag na-overwhelm natin sila ng ang daming information, ang daming development, ang hirap sundan, mas lalong nakakalito. So it's all a win-win-win. After all, okay lang pala itong once a week na session no? Tsaka once a week na hearing. Yeah, buddy. Any comment from the body tungkol dito sa ating 4 o'clock habit? Against mosquitoes. Kawawa naman yung mga mosquito. Inhumane yung treatment natin sa kanila. Mm-hmm. Yung mga mosquito, spoiled sa akin kapag gabi kasi parati nila akong kinakain every night. Mm-hmm. Nagka-dengue naman na ako twice, madam Magkaka-dengue ka ba ulit pag ganun? Pwede pa din? Oh.
Mr. Chairman, sabi nila mas malakas ang epekto pagka nag-second or third time na lang.
Alright. Yep. Mm-hmm. Alright, any more comment from the body tungkol dito sa bagay na to? Wala na po. Sa susunod na subject matter, Mr. Secretary.
Yes, Mr. Presiding. Punta na po tayo sa business for the day. For consideration from the Office of the
Patient Transport Mode.
I'm sorry, Mr. Presiding. The number 9, item number 9. Inquiry into the provision of patient transport services in the municipality of Reina Mercedes was referred to the Honorable Salvador B. Apostol III.
May komento ko na po kanina dito, Mr. Apostol. Baka gusto mo lang dagdagan or wala na?
Actually, na-render ko na po siya at yung recommendation na lang po for possible inclusion in the agenda. If not, today's regular session may be next week.
Alright, kayo na po bahala dyan, sir, no? Tungkol sa napag-usapan natin, ilalagay po natin sa ordinansa.
Yes, Mr. President.
Yeah! Great job. Wow, great job, everyone. Ang dami nating na-propose na in this past month. Ang dami nating na-accomplish. Maraming bagay ang ma-formalize. Pero I think yung best contribution natin sa public is our bringing these matters to them with transparency, and I think they appreciate it. Nakikita nila na tinatackle natin yung kanilang mga concern at yung mga improvements sa ating bayan ay nangyayari from yung publicity na nangyayari. Basta nakikita ng publiko ang lahat ng public matters, we always behave in the presence of other people. Alright? So I think more than the better part ng ating trabaho ay nagawa na natin. So, much congratulations sa ating lahat at sa inyong lahat sa inyong active participation sa pag-ventilate ng public concerns na ito. And right now, nakikita na natin yung mga improvements sa ating lipunan. Okay, punta po tayo sa mga bagong bagay na gusto nating i-propose para sa bayan na itatackle natin this week or sa mga susunod na linggo. Mr. Secretary, sir.
Yes, Mr. Presiding, for the business of the day, for consideration, requested by the Office of the Municipal Mayor for authority, a resolution authorizing the Honorable Mayor Attorney Maria Lourdes P. Respicio Saguban, the Municipal Treasurer Cesar B. Lagutao, and the Municipal Accountant Marie Chris P. Diaz to enroll in the Land Bank Institutional Internet Banking Facility or the WeAccess.
Okay po, para sa proponent nito, baka gusto po ninyong magsalita. Pwede po natin gamitin yung podium.
this could be assigned to the Committee on Appropriation or the Finance, the Honorable Paula Radon, Mr. President.
Mr. Edwin, sir.
Mr. Chairman, motion to pass a resolution authorizing the Honorable Mayor Attorney Maria Lourdes P. Respicio Saguban, Municipal Treasurer Cesar B. Lagutao, and Municipal Accountant Marie Chris P. Diaz to enroll in the Land Bank Institutional Internet Banking Facility or the WAY Access. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Siguro, i-refer po ba natin ito sa committee para lang madraft yung resolution para summary passage na natin sa Monday next session?
Yes,
Para
Mr. Chair.
automatic na, boss? Sige po. Anong committee po natin i-refer?
Yours truly, sir. Committee on Finance, Budget, and...
Alright. Itong bagay na ito ay rine-refer na ngayon sa Committee on Finance, Budget, Approval, and Maintenance, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
At makakaasa po tayo sa Marily, i-approve na natin yung resolution. I-draft niyo lang po ninyo at para mabasa namin next week.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Alright.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Apostol, sir.
Yeah, with regards to the resolution to allow Honorable Mayor, the Treasurer, and the Accountant to enroll into Land Bank WAY Access, we already have an existing resolution which authorizes the Honorable Mayor, likewise the Municipal Treasurer, and to enroll in Land Bank WAY Access. And it's just that we need to update this to include our newly hired municipal accountant in the person of Ms. Marie Chris P. Diaz to update also our records with Land Bank.
Okay. Patanong na lang po kung rush ito.
For faster transaction, Mr. Presiding Officer, because we are already having transactions with Land Bank ongoing po, and para hindi na po ma-delay yung mga transactions po natin with Land Bank, I think we need to have this approved right away po.
Okay. I-approve na natin agad mga bossing. Okay? Alright. Yeah, buddy. Okay, Mr. Adun. Gawin na natin agad.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Motion for the approval of the resolution authorizing the Honorable Mayor Attorney Maria Lourdes P. Respicio Saguban, Municipal Treasurer Cesar B. Lagutao, and Municipal Accountant Marie Chris P. Diaz to enroll in the Land Bank Institutional Internet Banking Facility or the WAY Access.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Wala pa tayong kopya ng resolution. Meron na. Wala. May kopya na ba tayo ng resolution? Hindi pa final? Makapaghintay pa ba siya sa mga draft o ngayon na? Ay, meron na tayong resolution dito. Yeah, buddy. Meron na pong proposed resolution dito. A resolution authorizing our mayor, the municipal treasurer, and the municipal accountant to enroll in the Land Bank Institutional Internet Banking Facility, WAY Access. And every member of this body has a copy of this resolution. And I assume that there is a motion that this resolution be passed today. And I assume that everyone in this body has read this resolution. All right? We dispense with the other readings and the reading of this resolution. Any objection to that? No objection. So let's put this resolution to vote. All right? As many as voting yes for the passage of the resolution authorizing the mentioned persons to access the facility, kindly please raise your hand. I see everyone who is present in this body approving the resolution. The body has approve the resolution and is passed. Alright? Sa ating susunod na bagay na tatalakayin ngayong araw na ito, since ako ang nag-propose nito, rinerelinquish ko ang aking chairmanship para sa ating number 1 konsehal, Mr. Adun, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Mayor Attorney Jerry Respicio. For the business for today, regarding the inquiry into the benefits of senior citizens in municipality of Reyna Mercedes, Isabela, may we hear the proposition of our good Vice Mayor. You are recognized, Honorable Attorney Jerry Haron Respicio, sir.
Maraming salamat, sir. Magandang araw po sa lahat ng kasama natin dito sa konseho. Ang pinapropose ko po ngayong araw na ito ay para talakayin natin ang mga benepisyo ng ating senior citizens. Yehey! Dahil po marami rin po kasing katanungan ng ating mga senior citizen tungkol sa kanilang benepisyo. Marami pong lumalapit sa aking opisina na nagsasabi na, Harold, kailan namin makukuha ang aming pension? Entitled ba ako sa pension kahit meron akong nakukuhang salapi mula sa ibang ahensya ng gobyerno? Entitled ba ako sa pension kapag mayaman na ako at hindi ako indigent? Kapag limitado lamang ang mga pension yung mga tao na binibigyan ng pension, paano ba ako makasali dyan? Sino ba ang nagme-maintain ng listahan? Sino ang magpaparehistro? Ano pa ba yung mga ibang benepisyo na entitled ang mga senior citizen? Kahit ba hindi ka indigent, ay entitled ka pa rin sa libreng konsulta sa ating RHU? Covered ka pa rin ba ng yakap program ng PhilHealth? Anong mga sakit ang covered ng ating iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno para masagot ang aming pangangailangang pangkalusugan? Kailangan bang maging indigent para maka-avail nito? Pero pension lang ba ang sa pension lang ba kailangan maging indigent para maka-avail ng benepisyong ito? So gusto po nating malaman ang kasagutan sa mga tanong na ito. Ang objective po natin ay makapagpresenta ng malinaw na explanation or clarification sa ating mga kababayan kung ano yung buong universe ng pwede ninyong makuhang benefits bilang senior citizen. At ano yung mga requirements para makapag-avail kayo ng specific benefits. So halimbawa, kung pension, baka kailangan mong maging indigent para makareceive. Pero kapag sa pangkalusugan naman, para sa maintenance, para sa iyong sakit, baka libre na yun totally at hindi mo kailangang maging indigent. Yan po yung mga bagay na gusto nating intindihin tungkol sa inquiry na to. Naintindihan ko po na meron ng mga programs and procedures in place ang ating munisipyo tungkol sa mga benepisyo na ito. Gusto lang po nating liwanagin and iset straight para sa hearing na ito para na rin magkaroon ng moment ang ating taong bayan na ma-review kung ano man ang mga benepisyo na para sa kanila. Kapag re-refresh po tayo parati about sa ating entitlements and about sa ating procedure, mas madali pong makapag-benefit sa mga programa na ito. At meron din pong mga issue din, kaya iniisip ko rin pong imbitahan din yung mga barangay captain dahil sila rin po ang nag-i-issue ng certification kapag indigent ka at residente ka ng kanilang barangay. Ang ibang reklamo po kasi ay yung mga senior citizen na hindi type ng barangay captain. Ayaw, hindi type ng barangay captain yung senior citizen. So, hindi binibigyan or naiipit, hindi binibigyan ng barangay certification na residente sila or indigent. May mga sumbong na lang naman po. Hindi po naman natin sinasabi na totoo yung mga bagay na yan. Mas maganda po na marinig natin yung sagot mula sa ating mga barangay captain mismo. Umaasa po ako na pagkatapos ng inquiry na ito, ay magkakaroon na po ng kaliwanagan tungkol sa buong mga benepisyo at serbisyo para sa ating mga senior citizen. Para po madali nang mag-avail at wala na pong misunderstanding. Para po hindi natin masisisi yung mga barangay captain at hindi rin natin masisisi yung MSWD kapag hindi tayo nakakatanggap ng pension at madali rin tayo makalapit sa ating RHU para sa ating maintenance at hindi na tayo nanghihingi ng financial assistance kung saan-saan. Para po meron tayong malinaw na pathway every time na may pangangailangan tayo. Lalo na po sa pangkalusugan. Kasi po, ang default na pinupuntahan ng ating mga kababayan is mag-solicit, manghingi. Kawawa naman si Mayor, ang daming nakapila parati. Yun kasi yung shortcut napakadaling manghingi kapag manghihingi ka na lang Mas mahirap kasing pumila sa RHU tsaka PhilHealth daw. Pero gawin po ninyo yun kasi yun yung wala sa out of pockets namin. Mas libre yun. Mas maganda po sa inyo yun. At ganun talaga ang dapat. Unahin po ninyo yung libreng pangkulusugan na benepisyo. Pumunta muna kayo sa RHU. Baka may mga covered na PhilHealth na procedures at saka mga pang-maintenance, libre na po kaagad doon para na po hindi mag-out of pocket itong ating mga public officials at hindi na rin gumastos ang ating LGU. Hanggat maaari, magtipid po tayo. Kung makakuha tayo ng katipiran mula sa PhilHealth at sa mga ahensya na mas mataas sa ating munisipyo, i-take advantage natin doon. Para yung mga natitirang pera, salapi at resources dito sa ating munisipyo, meron po tayong mailalaan para sa mga ibang mga kababayan natin na hindi nakakakuha ng benefits mula sa national. Alright? So maganda po ito para ma-organize yung pag-avail natin ng ating mga serbisyo. Ngayon po, patungkol sa hearing, titignan po natin kung kailan natin i-carry out yung hearing kasi naiintindihan ko po marami na pong nakasalang ngayong linggo na to tungkol sa hearings at mahalaga po yung mga bagay na iyon. Pwede po this week or next week itong bagay na ito, Mr. Chairman. So, bahala na po yung committee head natin para mag-decide tungkol dyan. Pero this instance, sir, I move that this inquiry be referred to the proper committee. And that committee is the Committee on Social Services, sir. So moved, sir.
So there's a motion. We refer this to the committee chair on social services, no other than yours truly. Napakagandang proposition po ng ating mahal na Vice Mayor po for the inquiry into the benefits of senior citizens in the municipality of Reyna Mercedes. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. You are recognized, Honorable Galabay.
Thank you, Mr. Temporary Presiding Officer, Your Honor. Napakaganda po yung proposition ng ating mahal na Vice Mayor dito sa ating bayan ng Reyna Mercedes. Ang tanong po ay, doable po ba ang kanyang sinasabi na lahat ng senior citizen ay nabigyan ng social pension? Mr. Temporary Presiding Officer, I just want to manifest yung ginagawa nila sa DUPAX. Kababasa ko lang kanina to na kung saan lahat ng citizen ay nabibigyan ng benefits. Sinabi ito, Mr. Temporary Presiding Officer. Ito ay programa po ni dating Mayor Cayton doon sa DUPAX, Nueva Vizcaya. Sinabi ni Cayton na sa loob ng 9 na taon ng pagiging mayor ito sa kanyang bayan sa Dupax del Norte, mula 2016 hanggang 2025, ay walang naiwanan sa mga senior citizens para mabigyan silang lahat ng pension. Walang maiiwan. Let's give our elders the support and dignity they truly deserve, pahayag ni Cayton sa isang kilalang abogado. Dahil sa nasabing programa at iba pang mga social services na pinatutupad ng LGU Dupax del Norte, ang pinarangalan si Cayton bilang Outstanding Mayor of the Philippines noong 2023. So Mr. Chair, napakaganda po talaga yung proposition ng ating mahal na Vice Mayor. Sana mabigyan po ito ng sapat na atensyon para ang lahat ng ating mga senior citizen ay ma-benefit na rin po, mabigyan na rin po sila ng benefit. Sapagkat hindi po lahat ng tao, Mr. Presiding Officer, ay nararating po nila yung kanilang seniority. Meron na nga po dyan, 58, 59, na binabalik na yung kanilang buhay. Pero ang nakakalungkot din, meron din po dyan mga 65, 70, 80, hindi po sila nabibenepisyuhan ng social pension. Bagamat alam po natin na mayroon ng mga criteria na pinatutupad, pero kung posible din naman po pala, tayo po ay nakikiisa sa panawagan ng ating Vice Mayor na kung posible po ay ipagkaloob na po natin sa kanila yung sa lahat ng ating mga senior citizen itong social pension na ito. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Galabay. Yes, you are recognized on issue.
Wow, ang ganda talaga ng sinabi ni Honorable Calabay. Gwapo mo talaga today, sir. Yung mga entitled lang ay yung indigent. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na hindi na natin bibigyan yung ibang kababayan natin. Kasi baka may extra pera yung ating bayan kung gusto lang nating sagutin. Kaya ipapromote ko sa ating chairman ng committee na baka gusto rin nating imbitahan yung budget officer ng ating bayan para sa ating mga senior citizen. O, tingnan po natin yan. I-include natin sa hearing ang ating budget officer.
Copy that, Mr. Honorable Vice Mayor. You recognize Honorable Salvador Apostol Duterte.
Yes, true. Yung sinabi po ng ating Vice Mayor, ang ating pong pagbibigay ng social pension benefits are only for those who are indigent senior citizens as mandated by RA 9994. Meron pong qualifications ulit dyan, may requirements. Binibigay lang siya sa mga sickly, sa mga indigent, those who are not receiving regular support from immediate family members, and those who are not receiving any pensions from any government or private agencies. Sa bilang po kasi ng ating mga senior citizens in Reina Mercedes, once again, allow me, we already have, as per record, 3,125 senior citizens. And out of 3,125, we only have around 1,454 senior citizens who are receiving social pension benefits. And the rest, 1,671, wala pong natatanggap. It is for this reason that the good municipal mayor thought of at least giving them incentive, not that much as the social pension benefit, at least 1,500 per semi-annual or 3,000 pesos annually para meron din sila kahit paano ma-receive. And this is across the board, Mr. Presiding Officer. And maliban dito, alam ko, ongoing na rin po yung profiling ng Office of the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office para po dun sa mga centenarians po natin. And at the same time, sa mga nakaka-reach ng milestones dun sa Expanded Centenarian Act. Once you reach the age of 80, 85, 90, and 95, nabibigyan na rin sila ng one-time 10,000 pesos sa cash incentive. So with regards to yung paano natin bigyan ng pansin yung mga non-SOC pen beneficiaries, at least po they are receiving that amount, 1,500 every semi-annual.
Thank you. Honorable Salvador Apostol III, our co-chair on social services. Yes, you are recognized, Honorable Esteban.
Ako ay senior na din, ano. At yung mga benefits nga na sinasabi mo, naka-receive na rin ako. Actually, naka-receive na rin kami. Tama yung sabi ni Sir na parang bumabagsak pa rin ako. Kahit naman maliit, basta makatikim yung mga seniors na kasama namin, basta matikman lang namin ng may kunting mukha. So, it's depending upon the availability of funds pa rin, kung gaano kalaki ang makukuha. Yung mga senior naman natin dito, hindi naman sila nagdidemand na, kulang po, maliit. Hindi, wala namang gano'n. Basta maka-receive lang sila, sabi nga ni Sir, kung may makita tayo na may pwedeng pagkukunan later on, excess ng pera natin, so why not? Pero kahit hindi kalakihan, basta lahat naman po mabigyan. Tama yung sinabi, Mr. Tsaka yung explanation mo din.
So, thank you, Honorable Edwin Esteban. You are recognized, Honorable Vice Mayor Attorney Jeril Respicio po.
Wow, maraming salamat po sa aking mga kasama sa inyong words of encouragement. Nakikita ko po yung spirit natin na gusto talaga nating suportahan itong proposition na ito. Ang nakikita ko lang naman po na challenge ay yung pag-certify kung indigent ka. Kasi kapag certified na indigent ka at pasok ka naman po sa lahat ng requirements, huhugutin naman natin yung pera sa national eh. So, walang masyadong gastos dito sa ating munisipyo. So, as much as possible, itry nating i-accommodate yung ating mga kababayan. Kung indigent talaga. Kaya ating mga kababayan, kapag kayo ini-interview ng ating MSWD at ng kapitan, sumagot po kayo ng maayos ipakita po ninyo na indigent kayo. Kung totoong indigent kayo, huwag kayong magsinungaling. Dahil dyan po tayo nagkakalabanan. Kapag na-deem po kayo na hindi indigent, baka hindi kayo makakuha sa ating national pension. So, mas maging mabait na lang po tayo siguro. Lalabas po yan sa ating hearing. Kung natin sila, mas maging mabait tayo sa pag-interview sa kanila sa pag-probe ng kanilang financial situation para as much as possible mabas yung totoo kung indigent sila ay binigay sila sa listahan. Ang gusto natin maiwasan is yung totoong indigent pero hindi na-include sa listahan. Mas maganda ng magkamali na ma-include natin sa listahan na hindi pala indigent pero wala natin sana natin gawin yun kaysa magkamali tayo na indigent pero wala sa listahan. Parang opinion yan eh. Mas maganda nang i-acquit yung guilty kaysa magtulong ng innocent. Since makukuha rin naman natin yung pera sa national at wala tayong gastos masyado dito sa ating bayan, try po natin i-accommodate as much as possible. As many as possible, napasok talaga sa requirement na ating mga kababayan na senior citizen. Yun lang po.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Mayor Attorney Jeril Respicio. Any comment? Yes, you are recognized, Honorable Edwin Esteban.
Mr. Chair, karamihan kasi na na-encounter natin, I myself, gano'n din ang problema nila na kahit napakahirap yung isang matanda, senior citizen, eh may anak daw sa abroad. Kahit may asawa na yung anak na nasa abroad, parang pinagbibigyan pa rin na yung ganyan. Kasi may mga anak na sa abroad na kaya ganyan. Kaya kung minsan, yung mga kasama natin na matatanda rin, nagsiselos. Eh, hindi naman na kami pinapahalan yung anak natin sa abroad kasi may anak na. May asawa na rin sila, may pamilya na sila. Yun, may mga isang set na gano'n na nangyari yung Vicente. Yung isang matanda. I-prove ka na rin yung mga ano mo, yung mga magulang ko ano. Yung nanay ko, namatay na kung sa magloob sa gobyerno, kahit simple mo na lang yata. Hindi, nakatikip din, pero hindi tulad yung iba na parang regular. Kasi pensionado daw yung asawa niya, sa bagay na naman ano. Pero yung mga ibang buwan, issue na yung matatanda, kaya nasa abroad yung asawa, pero yung asawa naman na yung ano. So hindi sila nakakabili kung minsan. Noon, hindi ko alam kung paano bago na yung semester.
Valid concern po yan, Mr. Esteban. Tama po yan. Kasi nakikita ko po na pagkakamali ng mga nag-a-assess ng indigent or not is in-expand nila yung definition ng indigency. Bilang abogado po, kapag kami nag-certify para makapasok sa tao, di ba, dapat indigent po kayo? Limitado lang po yung definition ng indigent doon. Hindi ko po alam yung definition ng indigent para maka-receive ng social pension. Pero yung definition ng indigent doon, kahit na kumikita ka basta less than the threshold, and medyo mataas na yung threshold Kahit na meron itong pag-aaring mga lupain or real estate, pwede ka pa rin pumasok bilang indigent. At hindi mahalaga kahit sobrang yaman yung mga kapatid mo, hindi yun, wala yun sa picture. Kahit sobrang yaman ng magulang mo, anak mo, basta the reality is, wala kang nakuha income at all. Or less than the threshold yung income mo, or less than the threshold yung property mo. Yun lamang po yung requirements. Hindi ko po alam kung pareho yan sa requirements para makakuha ng social pension. Pero I think more or less yun din ang requirement. Naniniwanagan po tayo sa hearing na yan. Kaya gusto po natin i-define talaga yung definition ng indigency. Naniniwala po ako, ang stand ko dyan ay wala dapat sa equation kung mayaman ang magulang mo, kung mayaman yung anak mo, at mayaman yung kapatid mo. Ang kailangan po lamang tignan dyan ay yung income mo. Yung liquid na income mo or sa properties na nag-produce ng income. Pero to the extent, yung extent na sinusuportahan ka ng iyong mga kamag-anak, hindi ko yun mahalaga. Pero kapag sinusuportahan ka, income yun. Akala ko kasi ng iba, porque meron kang anak na nasa abroad o mayaman, ina-assume nila na binibigyan ka nila ng pera, hindi mo. Ang mga anak, malalakot yan. At mga kapatid, magulang lang ang mabait, hindi ko lang. Oh, yun. Pero wag mo natin i-assume na naka-receive sila ng income. Hindi po required para sa akin, hindi po requirement or factor yun para i-consider as indigent o hindi. Even legally. Kapag naka-receive ka ng support yun, pwede mong i-consider siguro yun as income para ma-assess kung indigent or not. Pero, porket responsable yung tao na magbigay ng support, at merong tao gano'n, ibig sabihin hindi ka na indigent, hindi po. Kasi the reality could be, hindi siya nagbibigay ng support. Halimbawa, sa ating family code, required ng iyong anak at apo na magbigay ng support sa iyo. Legitimate man o hindi. Required ang lolo mo na magbigay ng support sa iyo. Required ang kapatid mo na magbigay ng support sa iyo. Required. Expected. Pwede mong i-require, pero tanong mo, nagbibigay ba talaga sila sa totoong buhay? Yun ang tanong. I think yun yung dapat. Kung totoong nagbibigay sila o hindi. Kasi ang reality is, kung itinapil ka na ng anak mo at hindi ka talaga pinapansin at hindi ka talaga binibigyan ng support, pwede maging mahirap ka talaga at indigent ka talaga at kailangan mo makareceive ng social pension kung ikaw ay senior citizen. Inuulit ko po, merong mga senior citizen na may kaya ang kanilang mga kabatanan. Although kahit sa batas ay require sila magbigay ng support, ang katotohanan ay maaaring hindi sila nagbibigay ng support. At yung katotohanan niyan ay dapat hindi makapagpipigil sa kanilang pagkabil ng social pension kung totoo namang nangangailangan sila at wala silang source of income. Yun po, ay discover natin. Yan po, ay preview pa lang natin at makakuha po tayo ng sagot niyan sa ating hearing.
Thank you, our Vice Mayor. Any comments on the back? And our Municipal Vice Mayor, there's no other proposition today. May I sit in my position as temporary presiding officer and I request our Vice Mayor to take over. Thank you.
I resume my chairmanship. Thanks so much, Paolo Agun, the #1 SB. Point of order lang mga kasama, try po natin i-turn off yung ating mga mic kapag hindi tayo nagsasalita para po hindi sayang ang ating baterya. At kung minsan kapag matagal na naka-on yan, ay nalalaw ang ating mic. At instead of medyo i-supersede natin yung ibang provisions ng ating rules, kapag gusto nyo po magsalita, kahit sa magtaas na inyong mic para makita ko, at kapag tinamuhan ko kayo, yun na po yung permission na kailangan nyo. Okay, punta po tayo sa mga ibang bagay. Reading po. Mr. Secretary, sir.
Yes, Mr. Presiding. For the second reading of Resolution and Ordinance, the first, a resolution requesting assistance from the National Historical Commission for the inclusion of the parish of St. Anthony de Padua and its historical bells as cultural property in the municipality of Reservaciones. That was referred to the committee. I am the SB member, Paolo Arando.
Mr. Adun, sir, your pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, for the proposed resolution requesting assistance from the National Historical Commission for the inclusion of the parish of the St. Anthony de Padua and its historical bells and cultural property in Reina Mercedes. May I request for this matter, i-line up po muna natin, Mr. Chair, kasi for discussion with our municipal tourism officer. Kasi masyadong marami na po yung pwede ko po sana i-request na mag-committee hearing by next week na lang po para hindi po tayo matapos.
Na-refer na po ba ito sa committee, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Na-refer na. Okay po. Yung head po ng committee, imbitahin na lang po kapag gusto niyo mag-hearing next week or this week para naman namin natin yung ating parish priest at saka mga opisyal mula sa Department of Tourism kung ano ang feedback nila, kung gusto ba nilang mangyari itong bagay nito. Maganda po, makilala natin sila at narinig natin ang kanilang komento sa isang public hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any komento po mula sa ating mga kasama? Mr. Secretary, pwede naman comment kung gusto mo. Dahil isa ka sa mahalagang member dito. Mr. Presiding. Alright. Isang susunod po na bagay, Mr. Secretary, pakibasa po.
For the second reading, a resolution requesting assistance from the Department of Tourism for the inclusion of the Chinese temple in the Reina Mercedes privately owned as an important cultural building signifying the heritage and contribution of the Filipino-Chinese community and its members in Reina Mercedes and in Isabela.
Sige, Mr. Andun.
Mr. Chairman, for the proposed resolution requesting assistance from the Department of Tourism for the inclusion of the Chinese temple in the Reina Mercedes as an important cultural building signifying the heritage and contribution of the Filipino-Chinese community and its members in the Reina Mercedes, Isabela. Mr. Chairman, nakaline up din po ako to tackle to our municipal tourism officer po dito. Kaya by next week po siguro, committee hearing din po.
Sige po. Para po makausap din natin kung sino man ang nagmamanage at may-ari itong Chinese temple na ito.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Siguro ako pa itong may-ari nito para gawin itong bagay nito. Sa susunod na bagay, Mr. Secretary.
Yes, Mr. Presiding. Refer to SP Member Paulo Randon, proposed resolution authorizing the local court sitting in Reina Mercedes, Isabela.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Advisor.
For the proposed resolution regarding the proposed resolution authorizing the local court sittings in Reina Mercedes, inutusan po natin ang staff po ng secretary. Pero close to po sir, nag-iwan po sila ng number of Mr. Chairman to para po sa pagka-open po sila pumunta po namin. Alright, since this is your proposition, Mr. Chairman, patulong na din po kami for that.
Alright.
Draft of the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sige po. Congratulations sa committee na may hawak na ito. I think kailangan lang makipag-coordinate sa Supreme Court para sa language ng ating resolution and then sana pwede natin ipapasa. Bago tayo mag-proceed sa ating third reading ng susunod na subject matter, any comment sa ating mga kasama dito? Alright. Lunch muna ba tayo? Or tapusin na natin yung third reading?
Yes, third reading.
Third reading na?
Yes.
Alright. Pag gusto nyo lunch na, mag-motion kayo. Third reading na. Alright. Third reading na ng ating, pakibasa po yung ating proposed ordinance for third reading kahit yung title lang, Mr. Secretary.
For third reading, an ordinance adopting the provisions of RA 10630 or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2006, sponsored by the Honorable Salvador Apostol.
Since itong ordinance na ito ay nabasa na natin ng second reading at may kopya na rin tayo ng ating ordinance sa wala namang pagbabasa. Yung matter na ito sa botohan, baka gusto po munang pag-komento ng body, konting mga katanungan or konting matters na i-amend. Mr. Villalobos.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. May I just give simple remarks regarding the proposed ordinance of our Honorable SB Apostol. First of all, I recognize the value of the proposed ordinance adopting the provisions of Republic Act number 10630 or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2006. Our discussions during the committee hearing, enriched by the insights of our invited resource speakers, have affirmed that the implementation of this law at the local level is indeed good and necessary. I also know that the proponent emphasized the importance of properly recording this ordinance for the local governance purposes, and our resource persons have likewise confirmed that this matter is already being recorded as part of our official Sangguniang Bayan proceedings. However, Mr. Chair, I believe that in order for this measure to be truly responsive and impactful, we must move beyond simply restating the provisions of RA 10630. Our ordinance should focus on concrete solutions and actionable mechanisms that address the specific juvenile justice challenges in the municipality of Reyna Mercedes.
That's it, sir? You need time? Or that's it? Ay, na po.
That is Mr. Chair.
Sandali lang po. Yun na po. Okay po. You need more time, sir? Yun na po yun?
Yun na po yun, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Alright. I appreciate your beautiful message, sir. Kung meron po kayong gustong ordinansa pa, baka gusto nyo gawin stand-alone ordinansa na lang, yung mga improvement na gusto nyo i-propose. Naiintindihan ko po na yung proposition na ordinansa na ito ay para implement ng national, and it's a pretty standard, and I like it. And we like it. Kapag meron po kayong special na provisions na gusto inagdat para palakasin pa ang ating ordinansa sa ating local level, gawin yung stand-alone ordinansa, sir. And we look forward to that.
Kapitol, Mr. Chair.
Alright, next one. Mr. Apostol, sir.
Yes, I would just like to know, Mr. Presiding Officer, what specific provision you would like to add to enhance this ordinance. Otherwise, if you would like it to be a standalone ordinance, another ordinance with regards to juvenile delinquency, we appreciate that. But as to the inclusion of another provision which will deviate from the localization of a Republic Act 10630, mas maganda po siguro we stick to the provisions of RA 10630 to be locally implemented. And if there is a need to come up with another ordinance, like you were mentioning a while ago, mas maganda po siguro if we come up with another one.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Siguro, that's the right thing. Siguro, we will propose ordinance to strengthen or to address the problem on the involvement of these juvenile individuals, itong mga kabataan po natin.
Mr. Chair, since this is national ordinance, national law, Kailangan na natin siguro i-approve po. Then, gagawa na lang po si SB Galabay ng proposal niya regarding the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer, I would like to reiterate the immediate passage of this ordinance, adopting the provisions of Republic Act 10630 for implementation in the municipality of Reina Mercedes Isabela for the final reading.
I second the motion.
Sige po. Kung wala na pong komento mula sa ating kinatawan. Oh, Mr. Estrada, meron pa po.
Siguro during the conduct of committee meeting, public hearing, of course, yung mga SPN dito lahat during the conduct of public hearing. At lahat ng mga invited resource speakers naman po natin, sila yung mga tao, mga agency na talaga actually nagpapatupad ko how to implement, properly implement those issues, yung PNP at saka SWD. Babad na sila sa mga ganung issue. Sila talaga gumagawa sa trabaho na yan. Even before, I'm still in the PNP, si Ma'am Shea, saka yung mga kapulisan, they open to that practice ko ngayon. Okay naman yung mga implementation niya sa national, sa national, local, in coordination with the local, ng SWD sa PNP natin. Nagampanan naman lahat yung mga naging problema na tungkol yan sa juvenile delinquency. So with that siguro, nakaroon na natin during the public hearing at palagay ko nasagot naman. Hindi naman tinapos yung public hearing na yan na hindi naklaro lahat yung mga tanong natin before. Sa EFSEN, sila yung mga tao talaga na inasa natin. Sila ang nakatoka sa mga problema na yan. So, for me siguro ang sagot ko mamaya ko na sasabihin.
So I would just like to clarify again to this honorable August body that the proposed ordinance to localize the provisions of Republic Act 10630 is para mas mapalakas pa po at mas mapaganda po yung performance ng ating mga ahensya sa pag-handle ng children in conflict with the law cases, to ensure na child appropriate po yung mga proceedings na ginagawa po dito. And if there is another proposed ordinance to protect the rights of our children, to enhance their capabilities, maprotektahan sila as a whole, maganda po yan. But for, in the meantime, itong proposition na ito lang po is para lang po sa procedures and guidelines in handling juvenile justice and welfare, children in conflict with the law, dito pa sa ating bayan ng Reina Mercedes Isabela.
Mr. Chair, siguro na-ask the proponent, Honorable Apostle, while proposing this ordinance, have you observed na naging medyo weak ba yung pag-handle sa mga involvement ng mga juvenile individuals natin dito sa ating municipality?
There was no observation, Mr. Honorable Galabay, Mr. Chair, na weak ang implementation o pag-handle ng mga agencies sa ganito. But nobody's perfect, right? That's why during the public hearing, the committee hearing, series of questions were asked. At nakita po natin, there are some flaws in the implementation or handling of CICL cases. But what is important is that meron tayong clear guidelines, protocols, procedures on how to handle it well. And this is in coordination between the PNP and the MSWD. That's why sila po yung mga pangunahing responsible agencies sa pag-handle po ng cases na to. Wala po akong nakita dahil hindi naman po ako hands-on sa pag-handle nila dito. They know what they are doing. I trust that they know what they are doing po sa pag-handle nito.
Kung wala na pong komento mula sa ating kinatawan, mag-proceed na po tayo sa patlong pagbasa ng ating ordinansa. Ang draft ordinance po na ito ay bilang 13 Series Code 2025 na may title na An Ordinance Adopting Republic Act number 10630 and so on. Meron po kanyang kanya-kanyang kopya at nabasa na po natin ang draft ordinance na po. So pupunta na po tayo sa pagboto. Sa lahat po ng miyembro ng ating konseho na gustong ipasa itong ordinance na ito, pakitaas po ang inyong kamay. Nakita ko po na lahat ng present sa body na ito ay bumoboto ng oo. Kaya ang draft ordinance mo na ito ay pasado. Congratulations, Mr. Salvador Apostol and to the Sangguniang Bayan of Benito Mercedes. Pumunta na po tayo sa susunod na bagay para sa session na ito, Mr. Secretary.
We are now in the other matters, the review of budget proposal of the Vice Mayor and SB Office for fiscal year 2026 for submission to the Executive Department for inclusion in the 2026 annual budget of the Mercedes. And herewith,
Mr. Chairman, may I request to take a break before we proceed with the other matters kasi alam ko medyo mahaba-haba ang usapan to. Itong budgeting, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Adun?
I think we need to adjourn first, then we will talk about after lunch natin pag-usapan. Okay lang po ba?
Okay. Okay lang po ba ang deadline nito?
Wala, October pa naman po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Baka gusto na natin tapusin itong session na to.
Yes.
Ngayon, huwag na tayo mag-break. Tapos next week na lang to. Pwede naman, sir. Gusto nyo ba yan? Okay na ba sa atin yan?
Yes, po.
Siguro pwede tayo mag-prepare. Tingnan nyo po. Tingnan nyo po kung sa kaya ngayon sasabihin ko kayo. I appreciate po sa pag-produce ninyo ng ating proposed budget para sa 2026. Marami po mga line item dito. Para po mas maliwanag, para tayo magsimula, ang iniisip ko po, talakayan na ito sa susunod kapag mas marami tayong concept. Bine-request ko po, context, bine-request ko po yung ating staff ng Sangguniang Bayan para sa benefit na katulad ko na baguhan lamang, hindi ko po naiintindihan yung kada line item na ito. Kaya, magdagdag po kayo ng maikling note kung ano para saan ito, na maintindihan po natin sa totoong buhay. Para po sa susunod natin na session at talakayan, i-flash po natin sa screen at makita ng taong bayan na para sa isang line item, ano yung bagay na yan, required ba yan ayon sa batas, or yan ba ay discretion natin, at kapag discretion natin yan, ano ba talaga saan natin binagastos yan? Sa damit ba natin? Para makita ng taong bayan actually kung magkano yung gagastusin natin or ilalaan natin para sa bagay na yun. Kung sa tingin ko po, hindi pa tayo handa para i-take up yung discussion na yung araw na ito. I think mas better yan sa next week. So, inulit ko po, ang ating staff, mag-prepare po kayo ng explanation kada line item kung para saan yung required ba yun ng batas o hindi, or a matter of discretion yun, and if a matter of discretion, sabihin nyo lang po kung i-defend nyo sa amin kung bakit kailangan yung bagay na yun, kung paano talaga natin gagastusin sa totoong buhay. At ilalagay natin katapat yung amount na gusto natin gastusin for next year. Para rin makapag-participate yung taong bayan kasi pera na po ito. Mas maganda po kapag nakapag-participate sila. Kung deserve ba natin yung mga gastusin na ito. As far as I'm concerned, okay lang naman po. Basta reasonable. Basta reasonable, okay lang kahit medyo flush tayo, medyo comfortable tayo sa ating buhay. Pero mas maganda po kapag pagkakita natin reasonably, kapag reasonable naman, walang problema. Okay ba? Meron po bang ibang naisip ang ating kinatawan? Mr. Alonso.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kung papayag po sila, ganun po kasi. We need to adjourn, then we discuss after the or we'll tackle next week. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, insofar as I know, the budget proposal being communicated by the
office of our local chief executive is certifying as urgent, Mr. Chair. So we need to discuss this matter today. But before that, we have to take a break first. We have to make a recess, then we will go back to discuss this matter. Because the Honorable Mayor certified this matter as urgent.
Mr. Chair, if may I, pwede siguro tayo mag-adjourn na lang this session, and then pag-usapan na lang natin itong budget natin, para in the next session, okay na po siya. Kasi kung hindi natin pag-usapan it's the same sa next session. Para at least in the next session, naka-prepare na po tayo, Mr. Chair. Okay lang po.
Mr. Galabay, pwede po makakapaghintay ba yung next session? Kasi ang proposition po at yung idea ko rin ay baka next session na lang para mas detalyado. Kasi po kapag, as we have it right now, linya-linya lang po, mayroon intindihin. Kailangan pang explain isa-isa. Makapaghintay naman po hanggang October pa tayo nito.
Yes, Mr. Chair, no problem on that. Nasa table po yun ng body. Kung ito po, i-take up natin next session.
Alright. Kung gusto nyo pong i-insist, sir, Honorable Galabay, okay lang po. Mag-motion po kayo para ipon natin sa loob. Okay. Okay. Sige po. Alright. Magbibigyan tayo ng Mr. Galabay. Ito na tayo. At isang bagay po, gusto ko lang po tanongin yung other matters, bilang kasama ng other matters, gusto ko lang po tanongin yung Mr. Barangas, sir, bilang head ng committee ng ating inquiry into Buena Mercedes Water District. Meron po ba tayong schedule para meron ba tayong feedback mula sa contractor ng ating filtering machine?
Mr. Chairman, wala pa tayong request letter or a letter na ipapatawag ang contractor doon sa water district. But if the body and the committee will agree, then papatawag po natin yung ano.
Alright. Okay, sinusubukan po ng ating staff na tawagan siya sa cellphone kasi naiintindihan naman natin na baka medyo stressful ulit at tense yung bagay na ito. Kaya mahirap ng kontakin ngayon. Pero at any rate, kung nanonood ka, Mr. Contractor, okay lang po. Kung ano man ang pagkukulang natin about sa schedule or about sa execution natin, okay lang yun. Ang pangako ng body na ito sa iyo is tatanungin lang namin kung kailan matatapos at anong balak natin gawin para matapos yun. Yun lang. So, puro forward tayo. At kung kulang man sa salapi or resources at this point, sabihin niyo po sa akin para mabigyan na namin kayo ng pera. Basta matapos lamang. Kung ano man ang pagkukulang ng nakaraan, huwag na natin pag-usapan yun. Kaya, answer the call, sir! Kapag hindi niyo po masagot yung call na yun, siguro next week, bigyan lang namin kayo ng formal letter. At ayaw yung mangyari na yun. Kasi ulit-ulitin namin yan. Hindi namin bibitawan yung boss. Kasi lahat na po ng ating mga kasama about sa bagay na ito ay nagko-cooperate. Buena Mercedes Water District, lahat ng ating committee, maganda po. Kayo na lang po ang boses na hindi namin narinig, sir. Hindi po namin kayo bibitawan, kaya pasagot po ng tawag. Otherwise, papadahan po namin kayo ng letter. Yeah, buddy. Alright. Meron pa po pang ibang bagay na gustong kalakayin ang kinatawan na ito ngayong araw bago tayo mag-adjourn. Wala na po. Wala na po. Okay, ang ating hearing po, base sa ating internal rules, ay Wednesday or Thursday. Yung mga head na po ang committee, kayo na po ang bahala mag-usap-usap. Kung gusto nyo Wednesday or Thursday, or Wednesday lang, or Thursday lang, kayo na po ang bahala. Kayo na rin po bahala mag-identify kung sino ang imbitahan natin. Dadaan naman po ako sa ating office para pindahan ang ating mga imbitasyon. Okay. Motion to adjourn siguro. Mr. Kuntapay, sir.
Wala na pong other matters, so motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Alright. This session is adjourned. Thank you so much, everyone, and congratulations. Great job.